Sanders was asked if he felt ready to be the starter today.
I know our fans have a lot of expectations and hope, and I would be doing a disservice to myself and disservice to the organization if I didn't feel like I am the guy. I did everything I need to. I'm doing everything I need to prepare to be the best version of myself as possible. With the circumstances, everything got to be sped up, and that's great. You know, I like pressure in life. I'm just excited for everything. So, you know, I feel like I'm the guy. I know I'm the guy, but, you know, you just have to be able to see. The game got to speak.
And that's exactly what you want to hear from your quarterback. You want your quarterback to feel he is the guy. And anybody that says anything negative about that, you're crazy. We need to see some of the development. It looks like the game's a notch fast for him right now.
Well, that is always going to happen. And that's where I think everybody got so lost into this. Well, what do you mean he's not taking practice reps? The coaching staff told you for weeks they didn't feel he was ready. So why would they be giving him first team reps if they told you they didn't think he was ready? And as we've had several and many former NFL players come on and say, that's the way it normally works within practices. Yes, it certainly did. And look, as soon as Baltimore realized he was going out there, Zach Orr just went right into his bag and just called basically every blitz he had. Who wouldn't? You were behind. You were trying to win a road game. It's not the Ravens of old where they were on top of the AFC North. They are climbing their way back, hopefully, to the top of the AFC North. They wanted to get that lead back as quickly as possible. Here was a first-time NFL rookie getting his first snaps. By all means, bring the kitchen sink at him. But that's where Shedeur is going to have to learn. And I think the biggest thing, if you were to discuss things with Shedeur Sanders and say, look at your track record of leaving the pocket, trying to elongate plays, trying to drift in the pocket. Has anything added up to be beneficial or successful to your offense when you have done this, whether it was in the summer or the brief bit you did it on Sunday against the Ravens? You look through those plays with him, and you know what? There was not one play where Shedeur tried to do that stuff that led to any amount of positive whatsoever. So there is your importance and your stress point of stay in the pocket. Look, I get it. It's not that this offensive line is giving either quarterback or any quarterback that's played this year the probably appropriate amount of time, but that is not the way you are coached. That is not the way you are taught. You roll with the punches. If the offensive line isn't doing their job, that can't be an excuse for you not to do your job. So I think Shedeur will go out there. And to say he's going to show well, I've said for record this entire time, I don't think either one of these quarterbacks are going to show very well this year. Do I think he can show better than Sunday? Yes. Do I think there's a possibility he can show better than to maybe what was Dylan Gabriel's best performance up until this point? Yes. That's also keeping in mind they are going against the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, Shedeur just has to understand, get the ball and get rid of it. They really need to be able to run the ball because that has been the biggest issue for this team, regardless of who the quarterback is. If there is no threat of a consistent running presence, you're not fooling defenses. Why would you take players out of the box? Even still, there's been a couple of good runs from Judkins. Everything he has done to this point, you really applaud him because he's really running almost on his own. But if they can get any consistency of a running game going and force those defenses to have to take one step back, even two steps back, all of a sudden it eases up the room for the route tree to develop, for whatever quarterback is behind center. I think Shedeur, mind-wise, is ready. I do think he's going to get a little bit of advantage because it is the Raiders' defense. So obviously his eyes will be on Max Crosby, and Max Crosby pretty much only because that's the only real threat on that defense. But just with that, trust your guys to make plays. And even if you don't think they're open, they probably are open. The question is, where does the ball need to be? Low and away, at the numbers, up and away. You have to throw the guys open in this league. Shedeur has the arm talent. That is the biggest calling card he has.